heading for the second last, and Fountain House has taken Will It Go Ahead. Turn Up the Volume keeps at it in third over the second last, and Fountain House is clearing away from Will It Go Ahead. Turn Up the Volume followed by Nokil Singh, and then Grange Soldier into the final fence. Out clear is Fountain House and Rob James out over the last with the Ladies Perpetual Cup. They're well clear up the run in. It is Fountain House winning at back-to-back Punchestown festivals for Ian McCarthy, ridden to victory by Rob James, wins by a country mile with Nokil Singh. Game out to take second from Turn Up the Volume, and then Grange Soldier, Sam Dagoda, and walking past the line is Will It Go Ahead.
It really takes to these banks, like they either take to them or they don't, but from day dot when we school this fella, he's really took to them, so no, thrilled with that, yeah, brilliant.
In they come for the final flight, and the leader is Powerful and Simon Torrance from Laughing John. Al Muhit next. Day Late Dollar Short Moab. Another high five, Moyles, and then Matt Connor on the run of the final flight. And opening up a sizable advantage is Powerful. Powerful by 4 lengths at the final flight. Powerful Simon Torrance over from Day Late Dollar Short Moab is still staying on against the rail. Out in front of Al Muhit, it's Powerful by over 2.5 lengths to Day Late Dollar Short Moab. 50 yards to go. Powerful is going to see it out from Day Late Dollar Short Moab in third. A gap to Al Muhid in fourth as Powerful again illustrates his effectiveness at the course.
It's great to get a winner in Punchestown at any time, but to get one early in the week, it takes all the pressure off.
Indeed, and coming here, this horse stepping up and trip after running at Easter, it looked like it was going to be a good fit for him.
Yeah, you know, we ran him at Easter because we wanted to sharpen him up a bit, because we knew this was going to be a very competitive handicap hurdle, and it really was. We just need to get him sharper and sharper in his jumping, and he never put a foot wrong in his jumping, and I think it stood to him.
Dime Slippy is closing, then Rocky Mountain Blue, and coming round those leaders is Calix Del Barrier, straightening for the final flight, and Larzac is taken by Messerschmitt. I'm Slippy into a challenging position on the outside, Calix Del Barrier, then Autumn Twist, Rocky Mountain Blue, followed then by Awakening Christmas, and as they come to the final flight, not much between three now. I'm Slippy rose just first, Calix Del Barrier, the challenger on the outside, followed by Messerschmitt. Well inside the final furlong, and it's Calix Del Barrier and Sean Cleary Farrell getting the better of Rhyme Slippy and Messerschmitt. It's another Spring Festival pot for Calix Del Barrier and Sean Cleary Farrell. Won well in the end from Rhyme Slippy and Messerschmitt.
That surprised me, because it's very seldom a horse can win 2 big handicaps in 1 year. Handicapper doesn't usually let you away that light, but I felt it was worth giving Sean the chance to ride him again after he was so good on him in Fairyhouse, and it paid off. You know, he was last, I'd say, just at the hurdle past the stands, and I thought they were going too slow. I sort of written them off in my little notebook, and then they must have injected a lot of pace into it halfway down the back and around by the fourth and third last, because he just arrived on the bridle, and he told me after the race that he was just sitting there waiting to sort of go down and jump the last. I thought, wow, that was fair going, you know.
El Cairo's now been wound up to try and close on the long-time front runner. A gap then to Blake on the outside, staying on into the third ahead of Lalabo, then Cocktail Brood and Skylight Hustle on the run to the final flight in the PRL Champion Novice Hurdle. Still each to their own is the leader, followed by El Cairo's, Blake and Lalabo, and at the final flight it's each to their own over by 3 to 4 lengths from El Cairo's. Blake still stays on, and then Lalabo inside the final 150 yards. They're not going to get to each to their own, and Sean Flanagan, all the way winners of the PRL Champion Novice Hurdle, and upside on the cards, each to their own. One for Barry Connell, second was Blake, Lalabo, El Cairo's next.
It looked an open contest today, and we were reasonably confident. I would have been disappointed if we weren't in the first 3, but that's a wonderful, fantastic result. You know, I mean, like we've a small little stable, and we've 3 runners this week, all in grade 1s. So, like, for the first one to go in, it's magic.
At the second last, it's July Flower over in front from Now What Do You Think? Followed by Western Fold flooding the park. It's July Flower to the final fence. Western Fold on the outside, staying on to good effect. In between them, Now What Do You Think? And flooding the park. And he won a 4. The final fence, and it's Western Fold. From flooding the park on the inside, it's Western Fold. And Jack Kennedy lengthening away with the Dooley Insurance Group champion novice chase for Stairs. Another upset. Western Fold the winner. Flooding the park second. Now What Do You Think? Third, and July Flower in fourth.
Now he's won a grade 1, he's going to have a grade 1 penalty and then grade 2s and 3s, so it's not going to be ideal, but we'll still think about America, and we'll enjoy today. In my own gut feeling, whether he's just good enough to step up against them good horses in open company, I wouldn't be so sure, if I'm being honest. But it's not going to be easy now to place him because he has the grade 1 penalty. But listen, we'll enjoy today and we'll see what happens.
These 5 have tightened up, followed by Mastertown Miss. Casino Chip falls away, and then Whispered Verdict, and Bacharach and Birdie Conway into the straight. 2 furlongs to go, and it's Abbey Glen, the red cap, one from the rail, joining issue with Sierra Scope. In the centre of the track is Tachograph coming over this way, is Altesse de Louis, followed by Haunton Boots and Mastertown Miss. Abbey Glen from Altesse de Louis out wide, then Sierra Scope and Tachograph racing inside the final furlong, and the Goffs defender bumper, and it's Abbey Glen and John Gleeson clicking clear. Racing well inside the final furlong, it is Abbey Glen winning by 5-6 lengths. Second is Altesse de Louis, then Tachograph, Sierra Scope, Haunton Boots and Birdie Conway.
Knew if I got a run into him, I wouldn't have him here. There was only the one run in him in this time of his life, because he was showing us enough on the bridle, but I never actually let him off the bridle at home. I said we'd just try and get him here, and I thought he'd run a really nice race. I couldn't put my neck on the line and say he'd win, but I knew he wouldn't be out of the first 4 anyway and what he was doing, so it was great.
By Elite Tomp as these 2 pressurised now and have gone clear from Mashborough. Blood Destiny in argument coming to the second last. Elite Tomp hits the front at the second last, runs through it from Marie National. They're well clear of Mashborough and argument coming to the final fence in the William Hill Champion Chase. Elite Tomp is stretching on for Marie National. Final fence coming up. Elite Tomp is over for Marie National in second, trying hard, but on the run into the closing stages, it is Elite Tomp winning back-to-back champion chases this season for Paul Downing and Willie Mullins. Marie National is second this year, a long way clear of Energument, Mashborough and Blood Destiny.
This time next year, are we expecting the same campaign for Millet Tom?
I imagine, yeah. I know horses get older and they probably want a longer trip, but I imagine we will stick to this plan while, unless the horse tells us he needs a longer trip.
After them is Hartford, tracked in by Bunker Buster, Theophil next, and then Ballyadam Star, Red Seagull, Senorita Diana, Delamott and Pretty Fortunate, and then comes Summerby. They straighten for the final quarter of a mile, and on the outside it is Bunker Buster, being produced by Anthony Boston from Hartford, the challenger Harry Swan. And they're followed to the final furlong by Mr. Ragstone and Theophil. Ignite the Moment, Red Seagull. Ballyadam Star stays on well. And on the outside is Delamott. It's Hartford in front. Racing inside the final furlong from Bunker Buster. Coming right at them is Delamott on the outside. And Theophil goes through in between horses. And Delamott with a wet sail under Patrick Mullins to complete a day 1 treble for feature winner Willie. Theophil up for second from Bunker Buster and Hartford in fourth.
Well, obviously we were second in the big bumper earlier, and I went to the outside route, and I was getting a bit of stick out of that, so I had to double down. On it. So he won. I thought it's obviously very well watered here. It's beautiful ground, but there is a little bit when you're out near the chase track, it's a little less watered. And I thought once he got onto that, being a Galloway out of a flat pedigree, he flew up the straight. Whereas I was struggling before that.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.